Greetings, soul beings. It's Shelly Bean of Empowered Oracle. Thank you guys for stopping by. I hope you guys are doing well as always, and happy weekend. Happy long weekend, actually. So, Scorpio, I'll be doing a self-care message for you because it's about that time, and I was getting guided to do a self-care message for all of these zodiac signs. This is going to be for the Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements of Scorpio. All right. So, as always, guys, I've done my blessings and clearing, so we're good to go. And this is some of the messages. Like, for instance, I have this trigger deck. I can't think of the exact title of the deck. I know the word trigger is in it, but it's like a triggers Oracle deck that highlights the triggers that some of you guys might still be dealing with that need to be addressed, or you need to still do some healing on. So this is the triggers deck, and this deck here is the shadow work Oracle deck. Okay, and this is the cover of the deck, shadow work Oracle deck. All right, so some of these messages are going to be blunt and straight to the point. Just to FYI, you know, divine spirit keeps it real, and so do I. So it's all about the healing process, and part of healing and going on the soul's journey of evolution and transformation and awakening is about also being honest with ourselves first and foremost. All right, okay, so I'm going to be starting with this trigger deck here. Divine Spirit, what trigger messages would you like for Scorpio Collective at this time to focus on, address, and heal from? Okay. I need to be in a relationship as I don't know how to be alone. So this is a message that a lot of the collective and us can relate to. And let me just say, these messages, of course, won't be for every Scorpio because we're all dealing with different types of specific challenges. But this is some of the messages that will resonate with maybe some of you guys. And this is all about being honest with ourselves for our greatest and highest good and for our soul's growth. So the messages, as always, come from Divine Spirit and my higher self, and it's always bundled up with love, nothing less, okay? What other messages, Holy Spirit, do you have for Scorpio Collective? What other trigger messages? What other trigger oracle messages do you have for Scorpio Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements? Please and thank you. Okay. So we have, when I don't feel in control, I begin to act in impatient and demanding ways. Okay, so Scorpio, I'm getting a feeling for some of you guys that being in control of how certain things play out in a situation, and specifically in a relationship for some of you guys, is very important, or has been very important, because it's, for some of you guys I'm hearing, it's been like a safeguard. It's been the way for you to feel safe if you feel that you're in control of the situation or relationship. Because there's a layer of vulnerability that some of you guys might not be comfortable with in terms of connections and being your most vulnerable self, which is understandable. I can relate to that as well. This is something Divine Spirit wants you guys to reassess, reevaluate, meditate on. Ask yourself some real questions. Be honest with yourself. Okay, Divine Spirit, what shadow work oracle messages do you have for Scorpio Collective at this time, please and thank you? What shadow work oracle messages do you have for Scorpio Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements? Okay, I'm getting to take these. So 3 messages came out. The first one is quarrelsome. Does this action fulfill an emotional need for you? Does it make you feel powerful? Is it a bad habit that needs to stop? So Spirit is asking you guys to ask yourself these tough questions. And you can do so even by writing these questions down. Writing is very healing and therapeutic. When you're ready to be honest with yourself, you'd be surprised at some of the answers you come up with and some of the deep diving that you're able to do, even through writing, through pen and paper. Ask yourself this question, Scorpio. Ask yourself these raw questions and see what answers you come up with if you're ready to receive the answer. And if you don't have an answer right away, don't worry about it. Don't sweat it. Don't force it. The second message is manipulative. Let go of wanting to exert power over someone or a situation. Do you need to work on your self-esteem? Absolutely. So there's definitely a really big energy that I'm getting for some of you guys where there's an issue of power and control in a relationship specifically, where some of you guys might feel the most powerful and in control in a love type of connection. Those are typically the type of connections that we all feel vulnerable and have a natural level of fear in, you know, which is understandable. Being vulnerable is frightening. Our feelings and emotions are at stake. And kind of like being figuratively naked with the person that you're in connection with is very intimidating. And it actually brings up certain insecurities that we may not have dealt with, and it brings it to the surface because it's on some level when that challenge comes up, we're wondering if we're good enough, we're wondering if we're worthy, we're feeling a bit self-conscious about certain things. So it's very natural, all right? And the last message from this deck is shame. You are not flawed. You are so worthy of love and belonging. Forgive yourself for not giving yourself enough self-love. So, Scorpio. This is something that most of us, if not all of us, can relate to. All right? So, even though the truth from our ego perspective can be hard to hear, uncomfortable, you know, that uncomfortable pill that we have to often swallow if we're really wanting the truth and being truthful with ourselves. It's all about transformation and acceptance and evolving and growing. And no one ever said that it was going to be comfortable, because it's not comfortable. It's typically not a comfortable process. It's not. But once you conjure up the courage and the strength to go through the process, over time, a lot of those insecurities, those fears and discomfort melts away. Falls away at the wayside, melts away. It really does. Because your soul is accepting truth. You're accepting truth. You're becoming at peace with what is. And the one thing, even before we can forgive anything, we have to first forgive ourselves. Because oftentimes, we want to forget. Well, oftentimes when we think about forgiveness, we always think about the other person first. But we often leave ourselves out. So in order to truly forgive, we all need to first forgive ourselves. All right? So, I don't know who needed to hear that, but Let's get a message for you guys from the self-care deck. Well, Divine Spirit, what self-care message do you have for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus at this time? Okay, we have we have dance. And so another sign, I can't remember. Another sign had music, which is so very healing, but so is dancing. Dancing actually helps. It actually helps your chakras and your energy become unblocked, because if you have stagnant energy flowing within your body that has no place to go, it really is stagnant and kind of just stays in certain areas of your body and builds up and builds up and builds up. When you're dancing and moving around, you really are moving around that energy that needs to be moved. So this is why a lot of times from a physical aspect, we deal with illnesses, physical challenges and things of that nature, because there's so much energy that we're always around and collecting over time that it oftentimes has nowhere to go if we're not making, if we're not being intentional about moving our physical bodies, whether it's through exercising, dancing, walking, you name it. Okay? So, let me just read specifically. Oops. Hold on, guys. Okay, let me specifically read what this message says for you guys. All right, it says, dancing can be an incredibly liberating experience, allowing for a unique form of self-expression and a more profound sense of embodiment. It allows us to return to the body in the here and now, to clear energetic blocks, to push our physical limitations, and to stretch into new realms of movement and creativity. So whether you want to put on your dancing shoes or go barefoot, it's time to move and shake what your mama gave you. Okay, so take a dance class, watch a video tutorial about a specific dance style, or just enjoy dancing at home for your own pleasure. As you gain confidence in your ability to move and express yourself, you might try a static dance. A static dance, nights out dancing at a club, burlesque, dancing for your lover, or even taking a class and performing on stage. If you have a physical limitation that prevents you from dancing, try a closed eye meditation in which you visualize yourself dancing. While doing so, notice how your energy is moving and release any limiting beliefs and old stories that no longer serve you. Okay? It's about movement. It's about moving that energy, getting that flow moving all the time, being unstuck. Okay? What other messages, Holy Spirit, do you have for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus? What stress relief and self-care message do you have from this deck? I'm being told not to take all these. What other messages for Scorpio? Collective, please and thank you. Any message from this deck for Scorpio? Here we go. Who got this message? Somebody else got this message. Laugh. The objective is letting go of those negative thoughts by laughing. So there are 3 recommendations here in regards to laughing. Number 1 is laughter triggers the release of endorphins, the body's natural feel-good chemicals. Number 2, It helps our minds let go of everything else. And number 3, Spirit is saying attend a laughter class if you're finding it difficult to do this. Practice on your own, or watch some YouTube videos or TV shows of a funny comedian or someone else you find hilarious. So it's about being intentional in finding joy, finding laughter, not being so serious all the time is what I'm hearing for some of you guys. It's about really being a little lighter, finding things that make you feel lightweight, that kind of takes this intensity off of you and off of your energy. So Spirit is definitely recommending some of you guys to find laughter and something joyful to focus on. So as we leave out Scorpio, I'm going to get an affirmation for you guys. This is an affirmation for you guys to meditate on, to speak out loud into the universe, to speak it, feel it, and believe it. Write it down. What affirmation? All right. Thank you, Spirit. We have, I experience love wherever I go. Loving people fill my life, and I find myself easily expressing love to others. Yep. Let go of the need to control, Scorpio. And if I haven't said it before in the beginning of this message, and some of these messages will not be for every Scorpio. This message is not going to be for every Scorpio. Yes. Definitely focus on asking yourself some tough, raw, real questions, uncomfortable questions. Challenge yourself to be honest with yourself in those responses, okay? So Scorpio, that's what I have for you. I hope that these messages resonated. I hope you found them helpful, as always. So until the next time, guys, as always, you guys be well, be at peace. Have a great long weekend, and Ashe.